Hey everybody, welcome back to Fans of Something and the
Hi.
31 days of spooky videos. Today, we're ranking 31 Blumhouse Productions. Stay right there. Okay, everybody. So, this one is unique because Blumhouse is, I think, for all intents and purposes, they are the modern day horror masters, we'll say. When you
Yeah.
think of modern horror, general audiences, they're very familiar with Blumhouse.
I mean, their, like, production, like, when you see them, like, in the beginning of movies, it's that real creepy. I mean, they've updated
Yeah.
it over the years, but the creepy house and the dolls and
Yes.
girls,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And there's like Blumhouse Tilt, which I don't even know what that is. I think that's just like Jason Blum is like he has less to do with those, so that's like there's so many subsidiaries to Blumhouse, and Blumhouse itself is so it's all crazy. But anyways, Blumhouse, we're ranking them. If Jason Blum was attached, or if it says Blumhouse, it counts.
Yeah.
And we're
Even
doing
something like Benji. We don't have that on here, but, like,
yes.
Benji.
Or you were showing me the what one? The Rock.
The Tooth Fairy
Yeah, that one.
with The Rock.
So
That's so
yeah.
funny.
But Blum also did Whiplash, which is a bizarre one for him because that's a drama. So
It's not purely horror, but it's, like, 80%.
I would say 90 and 95% horror. Blumhouse.
Really?
That's what they're going to go down in history as.
Yeah, alright, 85, right in the middle.
87.
Alright,
All right,
deal.
cool. So let's head on over and see what we're ranking today. Today, we are going to be ranking these 31 films. And of course, you can see on our left here, we have our tiers. The top are bangers.
Bangers, yes.
These are the ones that,
They're the best.
and they bang. The next one below that, love. Like, we really love these movies.
Yeah, but they're not bangers. They're good movies. That's all they are, they're good.
The middle tier is because if someone asks you, what do you think of Halloween 2018? So you're kind of in the middle.
Spoiler.
Mediocre is just below,
Yeah,
it's that one below. It's pretty mediocre.
you definitely wouldn't recommend. Like an I could say you would recommend to somebody.
You just gotta give it some thought.
Yeah, like if they're into something like that. Mediocre, you're not gonna recommend.
But at the
But
very
not
bottom,
terrible.
we have
Hate.
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 Which actually I
Double
changed it because I thought it would be funnier. So I'm gonna change it here right now. So we have banger at the top, and then we have a hanger. Hang it. Get it out of here.
Get out of here.
So there we go. Banger, love, mediocre, hanger. So this is obviously randomized. I didn't put them in this order. But kicking things off is the one of the controversial ones. This is going to be Halloween Kills. This is the middle chapter of the David Gordon Green trilogy. A lot of people are mixed on the trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, I'm not David Gordon. I can never say his name. David Gordon Green. Get a better name.
Well, some people like myself are able to get past the trilogy because we're not emotionally attached to the franchise.
Yeah.
Something like Dave McCrae, we're not that, either of us. So I thoroughly enjoyed the trilogy.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I wouldn't say thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was good. Like if somebody said, "Hey, you want to watch these movies?" but like binge all three of them, like okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah. So
but this one in particular, Kills, is where we differ because it's my least favorite of the three.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is
Evil Dies Tonight. You can.
This is my favorite of the three right here. You have him at his most just bizarrely violent. I mean, you got that scene where he's sticking the husband with the knives, which is incredible. You have the firefighter scene. You have one of my favorite scenes at the end. I remember watching it with you on Peacock that night, and they're all surrounding Michael, and they're like kind of gang up on him and beat the shit out of. Like, I love that stuff. And again, that's stuff that upset some people because it's like, that's not my Michael Myers. He wouldn't get surrounded and get ass kicked.
He's an old man.
I
think that's funny. Like the idea, like let's not say he's a demon or some spiritual entity. Let's actually say this is a deranged guy. Now he's just an old man, and people are like kicking him in the streets.
Yeah. So I guess for
I just find it so like to counter you. It was just so annoying. Like over like everybody's acting was so over the top that it was nowhere near scary. It was more laughable. Like, it was just too much. Like, they needed to, like, tone it back, like, 20 notches.
so I think for this one, we'll kick things off with
And, yeah.
Yes. This
Pure
is
like, right in the middle.
go right into the Just let it be known, I really enjoy
I
Halloween
really
Kills.
hate it.
Next up, I don't think we're gonna actually differ on this one.
No.
Megan M3gan. This is a hanger.
Oh, yeah. It's
Right?
yeah. I was gonna put like, I was thinking mediocre, but because I didn't think because there were some elements that I thought were cool. Like, it wasn't like, I could see some real hangers.
This was just uninspired, Chucky
Yeah.
wannabe.
You know, there's M3gan 2.0 coming, I think, either next January or the one after that.
I will not be watching. So
2.0.
you've lost me, Megan. Way to go.
Hanger. Yeah. Well, you said I liked how you put it, that how what was the other movie that we thought? Elemental, we thought was generated by AI. Ironically enough, this one also feels like AI wrote the script.
Yeah. It really
They
does.
put it in they put the plot of Chucky into ChatGPT.
Which I guess works, but whatever. Creep 2. This is a
banger.
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 This is
Oh
a
my
banger. We've
So
talked about this, I think, on another one of these.
Yeah. So
rankings.
underrated. I mean, we're gonna talk about it again in a second, but like these aren't Netflix movies, but that's like the only place you can watch them. So there's something with that. Mark Duplass is just phenomenal. Like he's really a guy in these movies. If you haven't seen Creep or Creep 2, the best, like one of the best 1-2 punches ever, especially like in horror. Hard to get those. But like just do it. Do yourself a favor, watch them both. Do it.
Yep, I agree. Now this next one is one of the ones like Creep and Creep 2 are weird. Like some of them feel like Blumhouse. These ones don't. Like Creep and Creep 2 don't feel like Blumhouse to me.
Oh, I think they do.
It's just like I don't get the vibe from it. I mean, they are horror, so it's just if you were to ask me, and same with this one, The Lords of Salem. This doesn't feel like a
No.
Blumhouse thing to me. This is like, as far as I know, the only Rob Zombie, Jason Blum collaboration that's ever happened. So, what are you looking at?
I was seeing what was next to Lords of Salem.
I'll tell you when we get there.
I know.
The Lords of Salem. I absolutely adore this film. This is my favorite Rob Zombie film.
It's grown on me. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I initially didn't have this liked on my letterbox, but recently I changed it. I did like it. It's not a banger.
Oh,
It is not a banger.
love.
I'll put it in love.
Yeah,
Yes.
love this film. Highly recommend. Check it out. It is a recommendation for this season. Now, this one I don't think you've seen. This is Paranormal Activity: The Marked Ones.
No, I think we've only seen. Did you show me the second one?
Yeah, we stopped at number 2. We have to go from
doing
3
that?
on. So this is the I believe this is the 5th one in the franchise. No, this is the 6th one. Sorry, this is the 6th one.
Which is the one where it's like Amish people?
That's the 7th one.
Oh.
No, wait, sorry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, and then there's the Ghost Dimension, and then there's Next of Kin. That's how it goes. Yes, that's how it goes.
So what's this? Like
The Marked Ones is a spinoff, but it at the end ties into the rest of the franchise in a really neat way. That kind of introduces an element that feels to some people probably out of left field. For me, it works. And this is one of the more critically acclaimed of the series. It's kind of, especially after 4. I mean, 4 is just terrible. So this one kind of brought everything back, you know? So I would say this is an I would say this is an
That's all you.
I'm gonna put this in an
An
The Purge Anarchy. This is the second film in the Purge series.
I have seen this one, but it was so long. Like it was when it came out.
Okay.
So I don't really remember this.
This is a lot of people call this the best one. This is a lot of people's favorites. This introduces the guy. I forget his name. Frank Grillo, I think, is the guy who plays him, but he's basically like the Punisher.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it kind of takes that, just single location house premise of the Purge, and don't forget about the Purge. That's Ethan Hawke too. Um,
Mhm.
and it kind of expands it out into the because
Like, there's more lore to this
that's why everyone hated the
franchise.
first movie because they were like, come on, this is such a cool premise, and we're stuck in this house.
Yeah.
So the second one kind of expands it.
So by me forgetting it, it's not that I didn't like it. I just it needs a rewatch for me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this one in love.
Yeah.
Love the Purge
I
Anarchy.
feel like I would also love it.
Now this is Paranormal Activity 2, the sequel.
You have to refresh my brain on because 1 and 2 are like blended together in my brain.
Well, it's her sister. It's technically like a prequel sequel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you see her, you see Katie before she's like talking about how she's experiencing the same thing,
Yes. Yes.
and then it
Yes.
also
And they're
shows
talking
you what
about,
happens after.
well, didn't they like find something about like their parents or
Yes, which is explored in the third film because the third film is a prequel to these as well.
so then why the hell they never forget it?
So if you were to chronologically watch the Paranormal Activity movies, you'd do 3, most of 2, pop in 1,
Finish
pop
2.
back in, and finish 1, and then
Finish 2.
finish the rest of 2. So Paranormal Activity 2 is really good. It's nowhere near as good as the first movie, in my
No.
opinion.
I'd say because like you had to refresh my mind on that, and it's been way sooner since I watched this one as opposed to Purge.
Uh-huh.
I'll put it in
Yeah, it can go with in the marked ones. This is
and
the Purge election
I have
year.
not seen this one.
So this is came out in 2016, right in time for the Trump Hillary thing.
Yeah.
It was very on the nose. It works for me as well because the Purge is very politically charged.
Yeah,
that's
isn't that like the whole point?
yeah. So it kind of made sense that there would be, a whole subplot to. I believe it involves a senator or someone that is against the Purge, and now the people that run the Purge are like after her because she like tried to get the Purge to get, like get rid of it, and everyone loves the Purge in this country.
Like, what do you mean we can't kill
Yeah,
people?
so they were like, let's kill her.
What do you mean?
So this is
We
another
live
one
in a society.
I'm gonna put in love as well. Love the Purge election year. Okay, this is the Ghost Dimension Paranormal Activity. This one is terrible. This one is a hanger. I am not excited to rewatch this with you. It's terrible. It's absolutely awful. On the flip side, we have the original Paranormal Activity.
Oh, I put this in love.
Which is it's a banger to me,
It's a
man.
banger.
This is like one of the scariest films in my opinion,
Okay.
and it revitalized the found footage genre.
Yeah, I guess, and especially with the budget, it's ambitious. I mean, it was in my guy's
He
house.
filmed it all in his house, Orrin Pelly. Yeah, it's very, very low budget.
Yeah, all right, I'll give that to you.
So that's a banger. Halloween 2018. This is my least favorite of the trilogy, actually, funny enough. Because it's the safest one. It shares the same title, which I think is stupid because now it's the third Halloween in the franchise. They couldn't just call it Halloween 2018.
I put in mediocre.
You put it in mediocre?
It's not terrible.
Yeah, we'll put it in mediocre. I'll put it there.
I'm just not a fan of this trilogy.
Overall, yeah. Paranormal Activity 3. This is the prequel to 1 and 2.
Prequel to the prequel.
Yeah. And we have a helicopter going overhead. I wonder if it's getting picked up on the microphones. Can you hear that? Cool.
Like rattling the house.
This is another really solid one. This is actually, I think 3 is better than 2, and it's creepier than 2 because it takes place earlier. It's like in the 80s when they're kids, and then I'm not going to spoil anything, but they find more of their lineage and everything, and that gets involved. So I'm going to say love Paranormal Activity 3. Paranormal Activity 3, yeah. That's a really good one. Get Out, that's a banger. That's a banger.
Oh my God, Daniel Kaluuya.
Come on. Debut of Jordan Peele. One heck of a debut.
Oh my God. Like, how are you going to start off with that? Like, man.
Yep. The original Purge with Ethan Hawke.
I love Ethan Hawke. I love him. To me, he's a goober. The Purge, I would put in, honestly, like, people bash the single location. I kind of really enjoy that.
Oh, I'm a sucker for a good single.
Well, especially like in a movie like this, like, no, we want to see what's going on elsewhere. Like, I think it's creepier being like in isolation. Like, you don't know what's going on around you.
Yeah, I
Like,
can vouch for that. Yeah,
like
love.
you, love.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to see what's going on outside.
I do love the Purge trilogy. Yeah, it's solid. 1, 2, and 3.
Isn't there another one?
There's 5 total and a
Yeah,
TV series.
yeah,
Freaky with Vince Vaughn. This is an
yeah.
to
It's an
me. This is an
It's an Like, really, the only thing that sells is Vince Vaughn, and he's a guy.
And I mean, it's a cool premise because they don't do Blumhouse doesn't really do a lot of horror comedies. So that's kind of
Yeah,
refreshing. And it was neat to see this, Freaky Friday premise, but with a horror twist.
yeah. It was an
It was cool. It was cool.
The
I enjoyed it.
house at Halloween Horror Nights was better than the movie.
Creep.
Banger. We should have
I'm
6
gonna give you
tiers.
this one. I just wanted to get what what?
Oh, 6 tiers. Creep 1 and 2, banger.
I just want this to go on. I'll put it in banger for you, but I just wanted to go on record. I would put it in love because I much prefer Creep 2.
Oh, I mean, they're just like 1 and 2 to me. Like, they're like one big movie. Like, they're like the 1-2 punch. Like, that's I just lump them together. That's why I put them both in banger. Like,
That's fine.
it's basically like act 1 and act 2.
Okay. The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke.
Banger.
I'll also put that in. That's a banger as
I
well.
love the Black
The
Phone.
Black Phone's a banger.
Yeah. God, what a movie.
Unfriended.
I watched this when it came out too.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the coolest shit ever. I'm like, wow, it's catering to us kids.
This is.
They're on Skype.
Correct me, somebody in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I believe this is the first feature-length film all entirely on a computer screen. I believe I
When
read.
did
I believe I read that somewhere.
Searching come out?
Oh, this is before Searching, because it's the same guy. He's attached to Searching as well. He's like trying to really turn this into a thing.
A genre?
It's I forget what it's called, but it's a genre where it's all on computer screens.
Right, because Searching and then Missing's the one that just came out.
There's Missing. There's a sequel to this called Dark Web.
Oh yeah, that one I have not seen.
There's a lot of movies that take place on a computer screen.
This is a trilogy. It's Unfriended.
As far as I know, there's only 2 Unfriendeds. There might be a third one coming out, but you're thinking of other things. There's like Host. There's The Den, which is really fucking creepy. But yeah, Unfriended is
yeah, because this came out. I don't remember, like, if you remember this sort of like era in like catering to the millennials, where like you had the YouTubers were making movies, and like if you remember like Smile, when that like or Smiley, like the Smile Man, like that, like all the weird like sort of B movies that were really catering to like we're gonna input like Twitter and like social media, like we're cool and hip. That was this genre. This was this era of movies, and this one like was the top of it. I'm like, they're on Skype. I use Skype.
Great premise. This girl's bullied. She ends up dying. Laura Barnes is her name, and then she haunts the
hand in the blender.
The people, the thing. Oh yeah, I think that was in the trailer, so they spoiled that in the trailer.
Yeah, they literally
Well, where are we putting this? I say love.
Yeah, I'll put it in love.
I say love.
I just think it's funny, like what they recorded her like pissing or something.
She pissed herself. Yeah, shit her pants or something.
Yes.
She's like passed out. Yeah, mean.
It's mean.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But I can't help but laugh.
Oculus.
Have not seen it.
This is a movie that involves like mirrors and all this stuff. It's a really solid film. I've seen it once. I know I loved it. I do have to rewatch it. It definitely requires another viewing on my part. I'm going to put it in love because I'm very positive I really enjoyed this film. Okay, the next one, we can move on. Green Inferno can go fuck itself. The Gift.
With
Joel Edgerton and Jason Bateman and Rebecca Hall.
Oh, I always forget that's not Ethan Hawke.
This is not Ethan Hawke. No, this is Joel Edgerton. This is Gordo the Weirdo.
Yeah.
and this is a solid film. I believe this is his directorial debut, Joel Edgerton. Another solid, just
What's in the box?
yeah, just great movie. I would say this is a banger.
Banger.
Yeah, this is a banger right here, man.
I would put it in love, but
Hey, I gave you
yeah,
Creep.
yeah, sure. Go
Gave you
ahead.
Creep.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep, you
Throw
did.
it in there.
All right, that's
Just
fine.
let it
All right, let it be known.
Let it be known.
Let it be known.
Paranormal Activity 4, get the hell out of here. You suck. The Hunt.
The
Okay, this is the
Hunt.
most recent one that we watched because there was two that I wanted to get on this list, Megan and The Hunt. And this is the one we watched the most recently.
Like 2 days ago.
The most recent. Yes. This feels like The Purge meets Hunger Games.
I put it in love. What's keeping it from a banger is that there were times where it was a little too satirical. Like but there were moments where like the whole opening, like
It's great.
I went in somehow not even seeing the actual like poster, not this pig poster.
Yeah.
But the poster of what's
Her
the
face.
blonde.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like who the main character was. I saw Emma Roberts and I was like, all right, we're with Emma Roberts now. And then spoiler, I mean not because like 30 seconds of the film she's gone. And it's like, all right.
All right, now we're on to this guy and okay, we're getting attached to him. Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay.
they're gone.
It's great too because that's what it would be, you know. So I applaud this movie for doing that. Very, very smart. I said that in my review. It's very smart.
It is
because that's
smart.
what it would be.
Well,
you
there's
know?
also a point at
There
the
is
end.
no main character in life.
Yeah, right. There's also a point like the whole thing. So it's about this just came out in 2020.
Yeah, 2020, and
it's not that recent.
It got shut down because of COVID, because of
Yeah.
mass shootings, all this stuff.
This movie's interesting because it leaves a lot of things open to interpretation. Because, you know, the whole point is that they're corralled in to be hunted for sport. But it sort of is like everybody's gaslighting each other.
Yeah.
Like, was this always a thing or was it made a thing by social media? Or is this person to be trusted or are they not?
Yeah.
And then there's like a character at the end where she's convinced like that, you know, not to trust him, but they never really say if he was a good or a bad guy. So you leave the movie with more questions than you have answers to, and honestly, it's just best to leave it that way.
Yeah, I love it. Don't make a sequel. Leave it alone. The Hunt. I got to get this on Blu-ray. Dash Cam can go fuck itself.
Yeah, like actually burn.
Maybe potentially. It's either that or The Green Inferno. Jason Blum. What were you thinking? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say Dash Cam
is worse.
Yeah, because The Green Inferno, I understand the appeal to it. You know, cannibalism and stuff. I get that. It's just not for me. Dash Cam is just appalling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, The Green Inferno, I know has at least some sort of cult following, pun intended.
It's got Greg Nicotero from The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
makeup effects, doing the makeup effects here. Good stuff.
It's also based on the cannibal Holocaust, which already in itself is controversial. Yeah. So I don't think it was going for something.
Yeah, no. Dash Cam is unwatchable.
It's just
it was a struggle
terrible.
to get there. Yeah, it was a real struggle.
Worst movie I've ever seen.
Shyamalan's The Visit. This is that's not a banger, but
I put in love.
I would say love. Yeah, love The Visit.
A lot of found footage in the Blumhouse.
They're cheap. That's his whole model, you know, is make movies as cheap as you can possibly make them for the most chance of profit.
And then you have David Gordon Green.
Yeah. And then we have this one. I saw this in the theater. This is The Belko Experiment.
I have that on my watch list.
This is another like horror comedy. I don't remember much about this movie, so I'm gonna say just to keep it safe, I'm gonna say it's mediocre right now. So it's mediocre.
Well, I wouldn't put it in like a hanger. Like it's one thing if you don't remember it, but if you remember something and it's purely bad, then that would be a hanger.
I don't remember being bad. It was just not particularly up my alley. Yeah. So, The Invisible Man from Lee Winnell. It's not a banger.
No. I'd also say love.
Love.
You have to do some real shit to end up on the Ethan Hawke layer. Like you have to do something real special to end up on Ethan Hawke.
Shyamalan's Split.
I have not seen it.
This is I'm gonna say it goes into right now. because I like The Sixth
That's
Sense.
normal.
I need to give this one a rewatch. I've only seen it one time in the theaters.
I remember when it came out, and that was what everybody was talking about in school.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. Like, it got to the point where it was like annoying. Like, please stop talking about Split.
Great premise. Multiple personalities. Yeah, really good. Jordan Peele's Us, I think it's a banger. I
Banger.
think it's a banger.
Banger.
Yeah, I got 5 on it. Halloween Ends.
If you're putting this any higher than
That's
I
fine.
will
I'll
be
stick it in
concerned.
I do like Kills and then Ends and then followed by 18. So
Yeah,
I'll put that there.
a lot of people would put Ends as a hanger,
They would, yeah.
but honestly, I don't think so.
They would.
I don't think so.
And then this one was the last edition.
Because you have not seen it.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen the iconic, the lawn mowing scene going
Yeah.
over the guy. But I haven't seen the whole movie all the way through. So this one's on you.
Oh my god. I remember when I saw this movie when it came out, and I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2013.
Sounds about right.
Like, I was either 11 or 12, like, when I saw this movie.
Okay.
And if it came out any later, like 2014, I might have been 13. So somewhere in that age range, because I was getting like really into horror, and I was like, what's the scariest movie ever? And scientifically, it said that Sinister, like when, there's a study conducted where like, groups of people were watching movies, and then as they were watching, they were like, I guess, monitoring their heart rate. And when watching this movie, it was concluded that the average heart rate was quicker, like, than any other. And I don't know what other movies they were up against. You didn't have to look that up. But of all the movies being compared to, Sinister was the one that made people's heartbeat fast the most.
Okay.
And I could totally see it. I mean, like, it's so jump scare heavy, but I kind of love it. I don't know. Like, it's anybody who would be going into it now, watching it for the first time would be like, stop. Like, it's really jump scare heavy. But to me, this is the sick, twisted version of that one scene in Christmas Vacation where Chevy Chase is watching the old movies in the attic. But it's this.
Where's it going?
Banger.
Banger.
And Ethan Hawke. It's the Ethan Hawke layer.
There we go. The only thing that's not in there is The Purge.
Yeah.
So there we go, everybody. That is our official 31 Blumhouse film ranking. As you can see, there's way more bangers, loves, and ums than there are mediocres or hangers. So I think it's safe to say Blumhouse, more often than not, is putting out good stuff.
Hit after
good
hit
stuff.
after hit.
Yeah, good stuff. Yes, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sure people are going, where's Insidious?
Yeah, and we've both have you seen Insidious?
I saw the first one. That also needs a reappraisal on my part.
Yeah, I've seen it. Good movie.
But yeah, we just wanted to hit the ones we definitely have seen or remember seeing. That's why there wasn't Next of Kin on here. There wasn't the first Purge, the Forever Purge, stuff
ones
like that.
that are like, and there's also some other ones that I've seen like that are more on like the B, even C tier, like in terms of like what people even like, oh, that's a Blumhouse. But and you didn't put them up. I don't care enough. They would have been hangers anyway. So not that this is being skewed or anything, but I digress.
She digresses. So that is our official ranking. Now you get to participate down in that comment section. Let us know. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Should we have films on here that weren't on here? Should we have taken films off of here that were on here? Let us know.
Should we watch Benji?
All those things and the Tooth Fairy thing. Let us know all those things about Blumhouse, because that's what this video is. It's a celebration of Blumhouse. And hopefully you're enjoying the 31 days of spooky videos. If you are, let us know. We would love to hear. We'll be back with another video tomorrow, or a live stream. We don't know, but we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. And until then, keep being fans of Blumhouse.